Right. Second city, illin' boys, rich swords in Troy. Came here to give you something to enjoy. Is you feeling this? Where my heads be at? Is you feeling this? Where my heads be at? Yo, I know it ends it a little bit rough. Had to call it quits someday, enough for enough. I'm reciting in my room, I'm coming off the cuff. I seen through the blitz, so you cut where you cut. Wounds bandaged up, getting covered in cups. So pucker up, big smiles, double fists get bugged. Before you think that I could give up on love and pleasant warmth, me feeling constantly drugged. Well, you, man, you feeling however you was. Gotta keep moving gluten so my mind's on the rough. To cave in, accidentally get your lane and stuff. Gotta stay up for the grumps, just don't giving a fuck. Gonna get down with life, not trying to destruct. Get that Mick Jag strut when the living is lush. Keep that Mick Jag strut when you're down in your luck. 3 cheers, raise your beers, whether far or near.
Ask Montana Max, where my head at? Yo, Basement Jacks, where my head at? Hand in your hand, where my head at? Mind in the sky, that's where my head's at. Living with you, where my head at? Feet on the street, where my head at? Eye catches eye, where my head at? Mind in the sky, that's where my head's at.
Where's my head at? Up above, see it through the verse. Past clouds, planet stars, galaxies, the universe. Yes, so true in verse, I let my mind travel. But really in a battle, rock bottom in the gravel makes my mind rattle, swinging like a pendulum. Back and forth thoughts, but no need for the riddling. I guess side effects doesn't seem to interest them. Similar to rappers who continue with the gimmicking. Won't see me mimic them, I stay an individual. Point blank, get critical, can't let them limit you like government. Ridicule, Republicans, liberals, the media face frontin' as the visual. Nothing's a residual, they claim I'm too trivial. Little do they know in the game, I'll be pivotal. So where's my head at? Shit, it's everywhere. Year-round grind, I march all the way to February.
Ask Montana Max, where my head at? Yo, Basement Jacks, where my head at? Hand in your hand, where my head at? Mind in the sky, that's where my head's at. Living with you, where my head at? Feet on the street, where my head at? Eye catches eye, where my head at? Mind in the sky, that's where my head's at.
Where my head at? I'm in big head mode. I'm big headed, so I'm spitting dickhead flows. Where my head at? It's funny that you ask, cause my parents would say my fucking head's up my ass. Where my head at? Check underneath my cap, inside my new Nikes or next to my backpack. Where my head at? Think I lost it in transport shit, man. Check the front pocket of my Jansport. Nah, just some herbs, couple papers full of verbs, full of words and ideas, trying to construct a verse, trying to save the earth with a Superman look, looking super loud, blowing kush in a comic book. I think I lost my head, it's not something that I chose, but in turn helps me balance out my highs and my lows. Cause where's my head at? Only Lord knows, at least I know I'm on the same page with Swords and Jones.
Ask Montana Max, where my head at? Yo, Basement Jacks, where my head at? Hand in your hand, where my head at? Mind in the sky, that's where my head's at. Living with you, where my head at? Feet on the street, where my head at? Eye catches eye, where my head at? Mind in the sky, that's where my head's at. Ask Montana Max, where my head at? Yo, Basement Jacks, where my head at? Hand in your hand, where my head at? Mind in the sky, that's where my head's at. Living with you, where my head at? Feet on the street, where my head at? Eye catches eye, where my head at? Mind in the sky, that's where my head's at.